The galaxy had been quiet for many years. Too quiet, some people said. The United Stellar Alliance believed this silence meant peace, but peace was often a mask. Something could hide behind it, something old, something dangerous, something waiting. Captain Wren of the Velari Scout Corps never trusted silence. He was young, careful, and always watching the shadows between the stars, and on this day he had a reason to fear them. His small scout ship, the Silver Echo, drifted near the edge of Alliance space. There was nothing special about this region: empty stars, dead rocks, abandoned mining routes. It was the kind of place no one visited unless they had a reason, and Wren now had one. A strange signal echoed through his scanners, human in origin but wrong. "Commander," Wren said calmly, though his voice carried a tremble, "I am detecting something unusual. It's strong, too strong." Commander Lyra turned toward the display. She didn't like human signals. Humans were friendly, peaceful, easy to talk to, but they also hid many secrets, and this signal felt like one of them. "What kind of signal?" she asked. "Encrypted," Wren replied. "Old encryption, very old and powerful. This is not a cargo ship code." The bridge crew exchanged looks. A normal signal was simple, easy to read, but this one felt heavy, like something ancient waking from sleep. "Can you decode it?" the commander asked. "I'm trying," Wren whispered, tapping the console. "But the encryption is resisting. It's almost alive." Alive, everyone froze. No one liked that word. The ship drifted closer to the signal source. The stars grew darker. The empty space felt heavier. Even the lights inside the Silver Echo seemed dimmer, and then the ship's sensors caught a shape, a shadow, a big one. The silhouette hung in the void like a silent beast, waiting. Wren zoomed in, but the shape refused to show detail, as if hiding itself from their eyes. "Commander," he whispered, "I think I found something." The shadow moved, no sound, no engine burn, no heat signature. It simply slid from one place to another like it was made from darkness itself. Lyra stood from her chair. "Is it a ship?" Wren swallowed. I don't know." The crew leaned closer, as if watching a ghost. "Open a channel," the commander ordered. "Let's see if it responds." Wren transmitted a standard greeting, then a human-coded message, then a basic Alliance ping. Silence, cold, empty, endless silence, and then the shadow turned. It was facing them. The pressure inside the scout ship rose instantly, like invisible hands pushing against the hull. The lights flickered. Wren pulled back in fear. "It's looking at us." "That's impossible," Lyra muttered. "A machine can't look." But this thing was not acting like a machine. Wren checked the displays. "Commander, this object isn't sending signals, it's absorbing them." "Absorbing?" Lyra repeated. "Yes, like it wants to stay hidden." A silent ship, a perfect stealth ghost, a shadow with human encryption. This was not normal. Lyra turned to her crew. "Move us away, slowly, no sudden moves." Before Wren could adjust the thrusters, the signal vanished, completely. Instantly, like someone had pulled a cable from the universe. The shadow disappeared too. One moment it was there, huge, terrifying, and the next moment it was nothing, empty space. Wren stared at the blank screen, unable to breathe. His fingers shook. "Commander, I think we just saw something humans never told us about." "One sighting isn't proof," Lyra said, but even she didn't believe her words. "And the signal?" he asked. "Human encryption that old, that strong, that alive." The bridge fell quiet. The commander took a long breath. "Send an emergency message to the Alliance. Someone needs to know." Wren nodded and sent the alert. The message carried data logs, scans, and the partial signal. When it was gone, Wren leaned back in his seat, but something still bothered him. He stared at the sensor logs again, something small, something hidden, something buried inside the signal itself. "I don't like this," he muttered. "What is it now?" Lyra asked. Wren zoomed into the encrypted part of the signal. Something inside the code pulsed like a heartbeat, slow, steady. "I think the signal wasn't just a message," he said. "It was a warning." The commander froze. "Warning about what?" Wren stared at the pulse. The rhythm was strange, repeating like it belonged to something alive. "I think this was a distress call," he whispered, "but not from the humans we know." The commander's eyes widened. "Explain." "The encryption," Ren said. "It's human, but not Alliance human. It's too old. This is from before the Alliance even existed. This is from the human Dark Age." Everyone on the bridge stiffened. No one spoke of that time. Humans themselves avoided that topic. That age was full of wars so brutal that entire histories were erased. All records burned, all technology lost or hidden, and now something from that age was calling for help. "Maybe," Lyra said slowly, "this signal is fake. Maybe it's a trick." Ren looked her in the eyes. "Commander, that shadow behind us wasn't a trick." The crew shivered. The memory of the massive, silent shape was still fresh. Ren continued, "It followed us for 20 seconds, then it watched us. Then it disappeared in a way no modern ship can." "You think it was human?" Lyra asked softly. "I think it was made by humans," he said, "but I don't think any human alive built that thing." Lyra rubbed her forehead. "Why would something so powerful hide out here?" Ren hesitated. "Maybe it ran away." "From what?" Ren looked at the stars. The cold silence suddenly felt dangerous. "Something worse," he whispered. The commander didn't argue, she didn't want to. 40 minutes later, the Alliance Council received the distress report faster than expected. They reacted strangely, too fast, too nervous. A secure meeting was called. Humans in the council asked the Velari captain to remain silent. That alone confirmed suspicion. The humans knew something. Meanwhile, back on the Silver Echo, Ren felt uneasy. His scanners kept showing strange flickers like something was near them, but invisible. "Commander," he whispered, "I don't think it left." Lyra walked to the display. The flickers were faint, like small scratches in reality. Not a ship, not energy, not particles, something else. "Why would it stay close to us?" she asked. Ren didn't want to answer, but he did. "Maybe it's protecting us." The commander frowned. "Protecting us from what?" The ship suddenly shook, not from an impact, but from a wave, a pressure wave. It rolled across the hull like a pulse of gravity. The lights dimmed, the air vibrated. Ren grabbed his seat. "Commander, new signal." He stared at the screen. "This one is not human." The signal was deep, rumbling, filled with strange patterns. It was not language, it was sensing, searching. Like something with 1,000 eyes was scanning space. "It's looking for the same thing we saw," Ren said quietly. "It's hunting." The commander's skin turned pale. Ren whispered, "Commander, I think the shadow ship wasn't here to attack, it was hiding from this." The strange alien signal grew louder, closer. Then the Silver Echo's sensors picked up the shadow again. It had returned, this time very close. The ship uncloaked for a fraction of a second and Ren saw it clearly. A giant human dreadnought, ancient, dark, scarred, covered in weapon bays sealed long ago. A massive hull shaped like a fortress. A warship built for an enemy no one had ever mentioned. The shadow ship pulsed a single message through their scanners. Not words, just one meaning: "Do not follow." And then it vanished again. Ren's heart raced. "Commander, what do we do?" Lyra stared at the darkness outside where the ancient human dreadnought had disappeared. "We send another message," she whispered. "And we pray someone listens." Crew held their breath, because the alien signal was getting closer. And the thing searching the stars was much bigger than the human dreadnought, and much older, and far, far more dangerous. The Silver Echo did not feel like a scout ship anymore. It felt like a tiny leaf floating between storms. On one side was the strange alien signal, still hunting through space like a giant eye searching for prey. On the other side was the ancient human dreadnought, hiding in the dark, watching, warning. Captain Ren sat at his console and replayed the last minutes again and again. The image of the dreadnought flashed in his mind every time he blinked, that huge black hull, those sealed weapon bays, the old scars of forgotten battles. He could not shake the feeling that this ship had seen things no one should ever see. Commander Lyra stood in the center of the bridge, arms folded, eyes fixed on the star map. The alien signal was moving slowly now, like a predator sniffing the air trying to follow a scent. "Is it tracking us?" she asked quietly. Ren checked the readings. I don't think so. It's searching in a circle. It's scanning large areas. We are outside its main sweep now. That's the only good news today, Lyra muttered. The crew worked in silence. No one cracked a joke. No one hummed a song. Even the soft beeps of the consoles felt too loud. Commander, said the comms officer, we have a response from the Alliance. High priority. Encrypted. Put it on the main screen, Lyra ordered. The Alliance symbol appeared, then the calm face of an older Velari admiral, Admiral Serene, alongside two human council members. Their expressions were strange, not angry, not relaxed, something in between, something careful. Commander Lyra, Captain Ren, Admiral Serene began, your report has been received and reviewed. Your data matches some historic records. Ren leaned closer. So it is real. The human man beside the Admiral spoke next. His uniform had no name tag, only a simple human badge. His eyes were cold and tired. What you encountered, he said, is an old human warship. Its class name is Dreadnought. It does not belong to the current human fleet. It is from a time we do not talk about. Ren felt a shiver. The Dark Age. The human nodded once. Lyra frowned. Why is it here? Why was it hiding behind us? The human hesitated, then said, because something else is here too, and the Dreadnought knows it. Ren's heart beat faster. The alien signal we detected. Yes, the human answered. We have seen that pattern before, long ago. Admiral Serene cleared her throat. Commander Lyra, you are ordered to proceed at once to the nearest Alliance station. Relay Outpost Theta 9. Your ship and crew will be debriefed. Your sensor data is now classified. You are not allowed to speak of the Dreadnought to any other ship. Lyra's jaw tightened. With respect, Admiral, that thing is huge. If it decides to attack, it has not, the human interrupted. And if it wished, your ship would already be dust. So would the outpost, so would the nearby star. He said this in a simple voice, without pride, without fear. That scared Ren more than any shout. Lyra took a slow breath. Understood, we will head to Theta 9. Good, Admiral Serene said. And Commander, yes. Until further notice, the Admiral said, you are under direct observation by the Council. Keep your ship's transmitters on tight beam mode only. No open broadcasts, no rumors. The screen went dark. For a few long seconds no one moved. Then Lyra straightened her uniform. You heard them. Plot a course to Theta 9, minimum safe speed, and keep an eye on both signals, the alien hunter and the human ghost. Aye, Commander, Ren said. As the Silver Echo turned away from the hunting signal and slipped back toward Alliance space, Ren wondered if they were really moving toward safety or stepping deeper into a trap made by secrets. The journey to Theta 9 was not a grand station. It was small, quiet, and far from trade routes, perfect for hiding things and holding secret meetings. The journey took several hours. During that time, Ren could not relax. He kept watching the scanners, checking for any sign of the Dreadnought or the alien hunter. The alien signal drifted farther away, its power fading as the distance grew, but something else appeared instead, a faint echo. At first, Ren thought it was just sensor noise, but when he focused on it, he saw the pattern, the same human encryption from before, but this time weaker, like a whisper at the edge of hearing. He called Lyra. Commander, I'm picking up a second human signal. Another Dreadnought, she asked sharply. Ren shook his head. No, this one is small, much smaller. It's not a ship, it's a message. From who? He listened carefully as the decryption software worked. The message was old, fractured, some parts were missing, others were damaged, but a few words came through. They are coming, cannot hold, Dreadnought's failing. Hide what we know. Ren played the audio softly through the bridge speakers. The voice was human, tired, broken. It sounded like someone speaking from the end of the world. Lyra closed her eyes for a moment. This is from the Dark Age, isn't it? Yes, Ren said. This message is at least 200 years old, maybe more. Save it, she ordered. Hidden file, personal lock. The Council will take it, but I want a copy for myself. Yes, Commander. They continued toward Theta 9 while that dead human voice remained in the back of Ren's mind, whispering about dreadnoughts failing and enemies coming. If the dreadnoughts failed back then, what did they fail against? Arrival at Theta 9. Theta 9 floated above a small blue-white gas giant, surrounded by thin rings of ice. The station looked like a metal spider clinging to the darkness, thin arms, sensor dishes, docking spines. No big ships were visible. Docking authorization granted, the control tower said. Welcome, Silver Echo. You are to remain in lockdown until Council agents arrive. Ren did not like the word lockdown. They docked anyway. As soon as the airlock opened, a group of guards in Alliance colors boarded the scout ship. They scanned everyone for weapons, virus tech, and recording devices. Then they escorted Lyra and Ren to a meeting room inside the station. The room was plain, metal walls, simple table, no windows. Only one screen on the wall and a camera in the corner. Comforting, Ren muttered under his breath. Lyra heard him but said nothing. Her eyes were sharp, her shoulders straight. She knew they were not here as guests, they were witnesses, and possibly problems. After a few minutes, the door opened again. Admiral Serene entered, followed by the same human man from the earlier call and a second human, this one a woman in a dark uniform with no rank showing. The human woman closed the door and pressed a small device on the table. The camera in the corner flickered and went dead. "Room secured," she said. Ren felt the hairs on his neck rise. When humans started cutting off recordings, it meant something serious was coming. Admiral Serene sat down. "Commander Lyra, Captain Ren, you have seen something that few outside the human race have ever seen." "The Dreadnought," Lyra said simply. "Yes," the male human replied. "Its name is HSS Vengeance of Dawn. It was lost 183 years ago." "Lost?" Ren asked. "You mean destroyed?" The man gave a small, humorless smile. "We hope so, but now we know it survived." The human woman spoke next. "My name is HFY Ward. I work for an organization you will not find in any public record. You can call us the Keepers." "Keepers of what?" Ren asked. "Secrets," she replied. "Weapons, history, the things that should not exist but do." Ren glanced at Lyra. "So you knew the Dreadnought was out there?" "We knew it disappeared," HFY said. "We did not know where, we did not know it was still active, and we did not know," she held Ren's gaze, "that it would break stealth to protect a small alien scout ship." Ren flushed. "It wasn't protecting us, it was hiding from something else." "Correct," HFY said. "The enemy signal you detected, that was not a random broadcast, that was a search pattern." "What are they searching for?" Lyra asked. "The Dreadnought," HFY said. "They want to find it." "Why?" Ren asked. The male human finally answered. "Because that ship knows how to kill them." Silence filled the room like heavy smoke. Admiral Serene tapped the table. "Ren, you also intercepted an old message, a fragment from the Dark Age. We'd like to hear it." Ren hesitated. They knew already. There was no point hiding it. He took out his data chip, loaded the file, and played the message again. The broken human voice echoed through the room. "They are coming. Cannot hold. Dreadnoughts failing. Hide what we know." HFY closed her eyes as she listened. When the recording ended, she opened them again, and Ren saw something there that made him feel cold. Fear. Not fear of the past, fear of something returning. "That message," HFY said, "was sent during the last battle against a species we classify as level Omega threat. They are not part of your Alliance records. We removed them." "Removed them," Lyra repeated. "You erased an entire enemy from history." "Would you sleep better," HFY asked calmly, "if you knew there was something out there that almost wiped out humanity and half our neighbors? Something that feeds on stars and leaves only dead systems behind?" Ren swallowed. "So the alien signal we heard belongs to them," HFY finished. "Or to their scouts. We don't know how many survived. We only know this: if they return in full strength, neither humans nor the Alliance are ready." Lyra leaned forward. "Then we need that Dreadnought. We need its weapons, its data, its captain, if anyone is still aboard." HFY shook her head. You don't understand. The vengeance of dawn is not just a weapon. It is a beacon. When it goes active, they can sense it. That is why it stayed hidden so long. That is why humans never tried to recover it. To awaken it is to tell the enemy, here we are. Ren felt his chest tighten, but it already broke stealth. It already sent a message, do not follow. Yes, HFY said, which means something has changed. The ship has calculated that staying hidden is now more dangerous than being seen. More dangerous how? Lyra asked. HFY looked at the star map on the screen. She tapped a few buttons. A small red circle appeared at the edge of Alliance space, where the Silver Echo had been. Then another circle. Farther away, a region with no known systems. HFY pointed at it. Because this is where the enemy is waking up. Ren stared. Then why are we here talking instead of warning everyone? Because panic kills faster than any enemy, the male human said. If we announce this without proof, the Alliance will tear itself apart. We need facts, we need a plan, and we need the Dreadnought. Admiral Serene turned to Lyra. This is where you come in, Commander. Lyra blinked. Me. You and Captain Ren are the only non-human witnesses the Dreadnought has allowed to see it in centuries, Serene said. For some reason, it trusted you enough to reveal itself. Maybe because you were small, maybe because you were not human, maybe because you were in danger, or maybe, HFY added softly, because its captain is still alive and no longer trusts humans. The idea hit Ren like a shock. You think there's still someone on that ship? He asked. After all this time. It's possible, HFY said. Our Dreadnought captains were different, changed. Their bodies and minds were bound to their ships. Some lived much longer than natural, some never truly died. Lyra exhaled slowly. What do you want from us? HFY folded her hands. We want you to find the vengeance of dawn again, not as hunters, not as enemies, as messengers, as proof that the Alliance can be trusted with the truth. Ren's heart pounded. You want us to go back out there, with that enemy signal in the dark? Yes, HFY said simply. Because whether we want it or not, war is coming, and before it arrives, we must answer one question. She leaned forward. Will the ancient Dreadnought fight with humanity or against it? Ren looked at Lyra. Lyra looked back at him. They both knew the answer already. They would go, because they had seen the shadow in the dark. They had heard the desperate human call from the past, and somewhere out there, an old warship was waiting, alone, surrounded by enemies from a forgotten war and by the lies of its own creators. Ren never liked silence, but this silence was different. This silence felt like something was listening. The meeting on Theta 9 had ended 2 hours ago. Now Ren and Commander Lyra walked down a long, narrow corridor toward Dock Bay 6, where the Silver Echo waited for launch. No guards followed them. No crew walked by. The station felt empty, like everyone inside was holding their breath. Ren finally spoke. Commander, are we really doing this? Lyra didn't slow down. You heard the council. We're the only ones who saw the Dreadnought. We're the only ones it didn't kill. That's not comforting, Ren muttered. Lyra's voice softened only a little. No, it isn't, but war is coming, and we cannot wait. The strange part was, Ren agreed. Even though fear twisted inside him, even though he wished someone else would go, he knew deep inside that he needed to see the Dreadnought again. He needed answers. As they entered the dock, Ren stopped walking. The Silver Echo sat ahead, but something felt off. Lights flickered overhead. The air smelled heavy, metallic, like the air held static. Commander, he whispered, do you feel that? Lyra nodded, jaw tight. Yes. The station has been on high alert ever since the alien signal appeared. Something must be happening. They boarded their ship. The moment the airlock closed, the Silver Echo's lights stabilized. It felt safer, only slightly. Crew to positions, Lyra called. Prepare for immediate launch. The engines warmed, the ship detached from the station. The gas giant below shimmered in blue light. It should have been peaceful, beautiful even, but today even beauty felt dangerous. Ren settled at the scanner console. Commander, I'm detecting something strange. Lyra didn't even ask for details. On screen, he zoomed in. A small object floated near the outer ring of the station. At first it looked like debris. But then the object pulsed, just once, a faint flash of light. Ren leaned back, eyes wide. That is a code pulse. A message? Lyra asked. No, Ren said slowly. A tag, an identifier, something marked the station. Who? Ren swallowed. Not humans, and not the dreadnought. A cold breath moved through the bridge. Before anyone spoke, the station's emergency sirens activated. Wee-uo, Ren jumped. Commander, something's coming out of warp. A ship? Lyra asked. Not a ship, Ren whispered. A signal wave. The alien hunter, it had found them. The hunter arrives. The space outside the station darkened as a shadow spread across the stars. Not a physical object, something else. A wave of distortion, like gravity itself was bending. Ren's console flickered. Hit it. Lights died, then restarted. Commander, he said, voice shaking, the alien hunter is scanning the station. Shields up, Lyra shouted. The silver echo raised its defenses, but everyone knew they wouldn't last long. The distortion wave thickened, the station trembled, metal groaned. The gas giant below flickered with storms forming in its atmosphere. The hunter wasn't here to attack, it was here to search, to sense, to find the dreadnought. Can it track the dreadnought through us? Ren asked. Lyra didn't answer right away. Then she whispered, yes, if it probes deep enough. Ren felt sick. The communication channel opened without permission, forcing itself into the ship's speakers. A voice echoed across the bridge, not words, not language, a feeling, a deep, cold hunger. Ren clutched his head. It's inside the signal, it's probing our systems. Lyra gripped the captain's chair. Fight it, shut it out. I'm trying. Ren tapped furiously. But this thing, it doesn't read like a machine. It feels like a mind. A mind older than stars, a mind searching for prey. The dreadnought responds, then something else happened. A new signal cut through the hunter's wave, strong, sharp, and unmistakable. Human encryption, ancient, the dreadnought. The silver echo's systems rebooted instantly. The alien signal shattered like glass. Light returned to the consoles. Ren gasped. It saved us. The main screen flashed white as a massive shape uncloaked above the gas giant. The dreadnought appeared. Its colossal hull glowed with faint blue scars. Giant plates shifted slowly, alive with old technology. Power radiated from it like heat from a star. Lyra whispered, it's magnificent. Ren breathed out a shaky laugh. And terrifying. The dreadnought turned toward the alien hunter's distortion wave, and the wave stopped. Completely, like a predator freezing at the sight of something bigger. The dreadnought sent a single pulse. A warning, leave. The hunter hesitated, then retreated. Its wave collapsed inward until nothing remained. The stars returned. The gas giant calmed. Silence, real silence. Ren stared at the dreadnought on the screen, awestruck. Commander, it saved the entire station. Lyra didn't respond. Her eyes were glued to the ship. Open a channel, try to contact it. Ren hesitated. Commander, what if it doesn't want to talk? Then we talk anyway, she said. Open the channel. Ren transmitted a simple message. Dreadnought, this is the Silver Echo. We wish to communicate. Please respond. Nothing. He tried again. Still nothing. He added more. We know about the alien hunter. We know you protected us. We want to understand. Please respond. Silence. Lyra sighed. Perhaps it answers only when it chooses. Or, Ren said softly, maybe it wants us to follow. Lyra looked at him sharply. Follow where? Ren pointed at his scanner. It is moving, Commander, slowly, toward the dark region where the hunter came from. The dreadnought kept drifting forward, silent, smooth, unstoppable. Lyra stood tall. We follow it. The bridge crew stared at her. Ren swallowed. Commander, if we follow it, we leave Alliance territory. I know, Lyra said. We enter the unknown, he added. I know, she repeated. He lowered his voice. And we could die. Lyra finally turned to him, eyes calm and steady. Ren, we were never safe, not from the moment that old human signal reached us, not from the moment the dreadnought showed us its shadow. She pointed at the screen. That ship knows something, something the humans didn't tell us, something the Alliance doesn't want exposed, and something the enemy fears. Ren felt a strange energy rising inside him, fear and excitement. Plot a course, he asked quietly. Yes, she said, we go after the Dreadnought. Into the dark, the silver echo followed the Dreadnought at a safe distance. The giant ship moved without engine glow, without any visible propulsion. It simply slid through space as if propelled by thought. Hours passed. The Dreadnought never slowed. Ren checked his console again and again. Commander, we're crossing into uncharted space. Lyra nodded. Stay close. What if it leads us into a trap? A crew member asked nervously. Ren replied without looking up. It doesn't need traps. If it wanted us dead, it would have destroyed us already. Silence fell again. Finally, the Dreadnought stopped, but it stopped at nothing. No planet, no station, no asteroid. Why here? Ren whispered. Lyra narrowed her eyes. It's not stopping, it's waiting. Before anyone could respond, the Dreadnought sent a message. Not a sound, not a signal, a coordinate. One single point on a star map. Ren loaded it. His face went pale. Commander, this coordinate is inside a region marked as Hazard Zone, Dead Sector. Dead? The navigator asked. As in destroyed? No, Ren said. Dead as in empty. No stars, no planets, no radiation, nothing. Impossible, someone whispered. Space doesn't just become empty. Lyra understood first. Ren, show the old human message again. Ren played it. They are coming. Cannot hold. Dreadnoughts failing. Hide what we know. Lyra stared at the coordinate. That dead sector, she said slowly, is where humans fought their final battle, isn't it? Ren nodded. Yes, I think so. And the Dreadnought wants us to go there. Yes. Lyra turned to the crew. We go. The final message. As the silver echo prepared to jump to the coordinate, the Dreadnought suddenly transmitted one more signal. A short, simple sentence. Human language, ancient dialect. Ren translated it aloud. If you follow, you will see the truth. Everyone on the bridge froze. The message repeated. If you follow, you will see the truth. Then the Dreadnought jumped, vanished, gone. Lyra whispered, prepare jump engines. Ren took a breath. His hands trembled. Commander, are you sure? Lyra nodded. The truth is out there, Ren, and the Dreadnought wants us to find it. The ship hummed, energy built. The stars stretched, and the silver echo leapt into the dark, toward the dead sector, toward a secret buried for centuries, toward a war older than the Alliance, and toward the truth the Dreadnought wanted them to see, whatever that truth was. The silver echo shot through hyperspace like a small spark falling into a vast, endless dark. Ren sat at his station with both hands gripping the console so tightly his knuckles had turned white. He wasn't scared of death, not exactly. He was scared of what waited at the end of this jump. The dead sector. The place humans erased from history. The place where the Dreadnought wanted them to go. Commander Lyra stood near the center of the bridge, straight and silent, her eyes fixed on the swirling hyperspace tunnel. The crew around her stayed quiet. Even the engines sounded quieter here, like they too feared where the ship was heading. Ren, Lyra said softly, give us our position. Almost there, he replied. 10 seconds. He felt a cold pressure in his ribs. It wasn't fear, it was something else, like space itself was holding its breath. 5 seconds, he called. The bridge lights flickered. A whisper passed through the ship, no sound, no voice, just a feeling like something brushing against the hull. Ren tensed. Commander, something is. The ship dropped out of hyperspace, and the bridge fell silent, truly silent. Lyra stepped closer to the forward window. This can't be right. Ren swallowed hard and looked at the scanner. Commander, there are no stars. The dead sector was black, not dark like night, not dark like empty space. This was a deeper darkness, a complete absolute void. No sun, no planets, no nebula, no radiation, no debris, nothing. A perfect hole carved into the galaxy. Ren felt his throat tighten. Space cannot be like this. Something must be here. There is nothing, Lyra whispered. Nothing at all. But she was wrong. Or the galaxy was lying, because one thing was there. A shape, huge, silent, waiting. Ren zoomed in the scanner. The outline appeared and his heart froze. "The Dreadnought," he said, "it came here." The human warship hung in the darkness like a titan sleeping in death. Its hull reflected no light and cast no shadow. It simply existed, silent and alone. "Bring us closer," Lyra said. Her voice was calm, but her hands trembled. The silver echo drifted forward. As they approached, more of the Dreadnought came into view, its armor made of black metal, scarred and twisted. There were deep wounds carved into its surface like old battle cuts that never healed. Ren whispered, "Something huge attacked this ship." "And it survived," Lyra replied. "Which means whatever did this must be ancient." As they drifted closer, the Dreadnought released a signal, a single pulse, then a second, then a third. Ren read the pattern. "It's a docking invitation." He said, "It wants us to come inside." The bridge crew exchanged terrified looks. "No way," someone shouted. "We cannot go inside a human dreadnought from the Dark Age. We don't know what's in there." Ren didn't disagree, but the Dreadnought had saved them twice. It had led them here. It had asked them to follow. Lyra placed her hand on the navigator's shoulder. "Prepare docking sequence." "Commander," Ren began. Lyra met his eyes. "You know why we're here. That ship holds answers, maybe warnings. Maybe the truth humans tried to bury. We must board it." Ren swallowed hard, understood. The silver echo slowly approached the Dreadnought's hull. A docking bay opened, silent, smooth, automatic, as if the ancient ship still remembered its duties. Lights flickered inside the bay, not warm lights, cold blue ones, welcoming but not comforting. Lyra exhaled. "Ren, you're with me. Bring your scanner, recorder, and emergency pack. The rest of the crew will wait here." The crew nodded nervously. Ren stood. "Yes, Commander." The two entered the airlock. The inner doors sealed behind them, the outer doors opened, and the Dreadnought swallowed them into its darkness. Inside the Vengeance of Dawn, the walkway inside the Dreadnought was enormous. The ceiling was 3 stories tall, and each wall was covered in old cables, metal ribs, and half-broken machinery. Blue emergency lights glowed softly, casting long shadows across the floor. Ren pointed a light ahead. "Commander, this ship is alive." "Alive how?" she asked. "Systems are running, environmental controls are on, power levels stable, life support active." "But no crew?" Lyra asked. Ren shook his head. "None detected, but something is moving." A soft hum filled their ears, not loud, just enough to feel like the ship had a heartbeat. They walked deeper. A door slid open without being touched. Lyra whispered, "It knows we're here." "Maybe it wants us here," Ren replied. They entered a long corridor. Holographic screens flickered to life on the walls. Old human text scrolled across them, warnings, damaged data, corrupted messages. One screen showed a symbol, a broken sun. Lyra frowned. "That emblem, I've seen it in human history books. It belonged to the old war fleet." Ren approached the screen. "Commander, this emblem hasn't been used in over 200 years. He tapped the panel. A video appeared, static, crackling, then an image, a human captain, old, worn, eyes filled with exhaustion. "My name is Captain Hale Marek, Commanding Officer, Vengeance of Dawn." His voice broke with static. "If you are watching this, then the enemy has returned." Lyra and Ren stood frozen. Captain Marek continued. "The dead sector is not dead. It is consumed, drained. They feed on energy, on life. On stars. We fought them here. We lost half our fleet. The Vengeance survived because the recording glitched. Because it carries what they fear." "What do they fear?" Lyra whispered. The recording continued. "If they return, the galaxy will burn. Do not trust our leaders. They buried the truth. They hid our failures. And they lied when they said the enemy was destroyed." Ren's stomach twisted. Captain Marek leaned closer to the camera, eyes shaking. "We did not win, we only delayed them." The screen flickered off, silence, the kind of silence that pressed into the bones. Ren finally spoke. "Commander, humans hid this war, they hid their defeat." Lyra nodded slowly, but they did not hide the weapon. "What weapon?" Ren asked. Lyra pointed down the next corridor. "The Dreadnought itself." They moved forward. The ship felt colder now. The lights dimmed behind them and brightened ahead as if guiding them. Finally, they reached the Dreadnought's core chamber. The door opened. Ren gasped. The chamber was massive, like standing inside the heart of a star. A central pillar rose from floor to ceiling, glowing with a soft blue pulse. Around it floated metal rings, spinning slowly, humming with strange energy. Lyra took a step forward. This is no normal engine, this is something else. Ren scanned it. His device flashed red, then red again. He gasped. "Commander, this core is not human." "What?" she whispered. "The structure is human-built," Ren said, "but the energy signature, this is not human technology. It's alien." Lyra stared at the floating rings. "So humans use part of the enemy to build a weapon against the enemy." "Exactly," Ren said. "This dreadnought carries alien tech inside it. The enemy must hate it." "That's why they're hunting it," Lyra whispered. "This ship is the only thing that can fight them." Before Ren could respond, the chamber lights shut off. Darkness swallowed them. A sound echoed, a low hum, a whisper, a voice, not human, not alien, something in between, something ancient, something tired. "You followed." Ren jumped. "Commander, there's someone here." Lights flickered. The hologram of a man appeared in front of them, tall, armored, human, but transparent. Captain Hale Marek. His last image was broken and weak. But this version looked whole, stronger, alive. Lyra slowly raised her hand. "Captain Marek." The hologram nodded. "You followed the call." Ren stepped back. You're alive. How?" "Humans said dreadnought captains died long ago." Marek shook his head slowly. "My body died," he said, "but dreadnought captains are bound to their ships. We become part of them, mind and metal fused." Lyra breathed out. "So you never left this ship?" "No," Marek said. "I waited, I watched, I hid, because if I awakened, the enemy would return sooner." "Then why awaken now?" Ren asked. Marek's hologram flickered. "Because they are no longer searching." Lyra frowned. "What do you mean?" The hologram's voice grew darker. "They are coming." Ren's heart stopped. Lyra stepped forward. "How long?" Marek looked at them with eyes full of centuries of war. "Hours." Lights exploded across the core chamber. Warning sirens blared. The dreadnought shuddered. And Captain Marek spoke one more sentence. "Prepare yourselves. The dead sector is waking up." The dreadnought's alarm shook the massive chamber. Blue emergency lights flashed like lightning across the walls. The floor vibrated under Ren's boots as if the giant ship had suddenly awakened from a long, painful sleep. Captain Marek's hologram flickered, his face carved with tension. "They are coming," he repeated. "This ship cannot hide anymore." Commander Lyra steadied herself against a metal railing. "How many? How far?" Marek turned toward the glowing core pillar. The rings around it spun faster, and sparks of blue-white energy rippled through the chamber. "Many," Marek said, "and closer than I hoped." Ren stepped forward. "Captain, we saw only one hunter ship." Marek's hologram dimmed for a moment as if remembering something painful. The hunter was only a scout. The chamber fell silent. "A scout," Ren whispered. Marek nodded. "The real fleet follows it, and that fleet does not search, it consumes." Lyra clenched her fists. "Then we need to leave. We need to warn the Alliance." Marek turned his gaze slowly toward her. "Leave." Ren felt the temperature drop. Lyra watched him carefully. "What do you mean?" The dreadnought rumbled. A deep, metallic growl echoed from the hull. "You cannot leave." Ren stepped backward. "Captain, why not?" Marek's eyes glowed faint blue. "Because this sector is not a battlefield." The lights dimmed. The core pulse slowed. "It is a trap. The trap of the dead sector." The ship vibrated again as power surged through its ancient systems. Holographic screens lit up around the chamber, dozens of them forming a circle of data. Star maps, energy readings, old war records. Ren recognized none of it. Marek pointed at the largest hologram, a map of the dead sector. It wasn't empty, not anymore. Dozens of red dots appeared, then hundreds. Ren gasped. "Those are enemy signals." Marek nodded. "Dormant, sleeping, waiting." Lyra felt her heart pounding. "You mean this sector was not destroyed, it was drained?" "Yes," Marek said. drained to lure the enemy into believing victory was complete, but the truth is the vengeance lured them into this sector during the last war, and then we sealed it. Sealed it how? Ren asked. Marek raised a hand. A new image appeared, a shimmering barrier surrounding the dead sector. A containment field, he said, built from enemy tech. Powered by the core, it kept them trapped for centuries. Ren shook his head. Then how did the scout ship escape? Marek's expression turned dark. Because the vengeance has been weakening, I could not maintain the field alone. The scout escaped through a crack, Lyra whispered, and went searching for you. Yes, Marek said, to finish what it started. The chamber lights flickered again. This time not from the dreadnought, from outside. Something enormous approached. The first wave. Ren pulled up his portable scanner. Commander, I'm detecting motion at the edge of the sector. On screen, Lyra ordered. A hologram appeared, a live feed of space outside. At first there was only black, then a ripple, then a shape. A monstrous creature made of metal, bone, and glowing red veins crawled out of the void. Its body twisted like molten steel. Its eyes were hollow pits filled with swirling light. Ren felt his stomach twist. What is that? Marek answered without emotion. A Harrow-class feeder, smallest in their fleet, smallest. This thing dwarfed the Silver Echo 10 times over. Behind it, more shadows moved. Lyra whispered, how many are waking? Marek looked at the map. More red dots turned bright, all of them. The dreadnought shook suddenly as a shockwave hit its hull. Ren gripped a railing. They're firing at us. No, Marek growled, they are tasting us. What does that mean? Ren yelled. Marek pointed at the screen. The Harrow-class feeder opened its massive mouth, and a beam of red energy spread across space. It wasn't a weapon, it was a scanner, and it was tasting the dreadnought's energy signature. They know the vengeance is awake, Marek said. Now they will feast. The dreadnought awakens fully. Marek raised his arm. The entire ship trembled. The lights brightened. The core roared to life. The dreadnought's massive hull plates shifted, unlocking ancient weapon bays. Ren stared wide-eyed. Commander, the ship is waking up. Lyra's breath caught. This is what it looked like in the old recordings. Weapons long forgotten ignited, blue fire, white plasma, rotating cannons of alien design and human engineering mixed into terrifying beauty. The dreadnought turned toward the Harrow feeder. Marek's voice hardened. You wanted the truth, now you will see it. The dreadnought fired. A beam of pure white light, brighter than any star, ripped through the void. It struck the Harrow creature directly. The creature screamed. Ren covered his ears even though the sound was only in his mind. The feeder twisted, writhing, melting, then exploded into fragments that dissolved like ashes in water. Lyra stared in shock. One shot, yes, Marek said, one shot. Ren swallowed, and the others. Marek pointed at the map. 20 more feeders, 5 larger beasts, one enormous shadow still dormant. If they fully awaken, Marek said, we all die. Lyra's voice shook. Then we run, we warn the Alliance, we gather a fleet. Marek cut her off. No fleet can fight them. But only this ship can. Silence. Ren broke it. Captain, what do you want us to do? Marek's eyes glowed brighter. The hologram leaned closer. Join me. Ren froze. What? The vengeance needs living minds, fresh minds, alien minds. You can help guide the ship. You can help fight. Lyra stepped forward. How? Marek turned to the core. By linking. Ren shook his head. Link, you mean like you did? Marek nodded slowly. It binds your thoughts, your instincts, your senses. You become part of the ship. Ren felt his legs shaking. That no one survives that. I survived, Marek said calmly. You're not alive, Ren shouted. Marek paused. His eyes softened. No, not fully. The alarm blared again. A new shadow appeared outside. The ground vibrated. Lyra looked at the scanner. Her face went pale. Ren, she whispered. That new signal, it's the largest one yet. Ren checked it. A gigantic shape moved at the edge of the dead sector, a creature so large it made the dreadnought look small. Marek spoke one final sentence. It is their queen. The queen awakens. The monstrous shadow stepped into view. a creature of impossible scale, covered in armor grown from the flesh of dead stars. Its body pulsed with crimson rivers of energy. Its wings stretched across kilometers, blocking what little light existed. Its scream, silent yet deafening, rattled every bone in Ren's body. Lyra whispered, "We cannot fight that." Marek turned to her. "Alone, no," he looked at Ren, "but together we can." The queen roared again, the dreadnought shook, panels burst open, sparks flew, the hull groaned under pressure. Ren stared at the core, the rings spun so fast they blurred. Lyra placed a hand on Ren's shoulder. "Ren, if we don't do this, the galaxy dies." Ren felt tears in his eyes. Fear, yes, but also something else. Courage, he nodded. "What do we do?" Marek pointed at 2 platforms around the core. "Stand there, the vengeance will do the rest." Lyra stepped onto one platform. Ren stepped onto the other. Energy rose around them, blue, white, gold, swirling like a storm. The dreadnought groaned. The queen screamed. Marek spread his arms. "Let the vengeance of dawn rise once more." The core blasted with light. Ren's mind exploded with vision, stars dying, fleets burning, ancient war cries, the queen devouring entire worlds, and then he felt the dreadnought. He felt its power. He felt its scars. He felt Captain Marek's presence beside his mind. He felt Commander Lyra's mind too, strong, bright, burning with determination. And he felt something else. The dreadnought was alive. The queen charged. And Ren, Lyra and Marek spoke as one. Fire. A beam of unimaginable power surged from the dreadnought, straight toward the queen of the enemy.